Hello, my name is Kerry from Kerry's Card Creations. Welcome. So I'm back today with my card for the Fancy Fold Craft Challenge 2023. This is hosted by Monika Wakluska. She is the paper moner here on YouTube. And every month we're given a fold. And this month it's Twisted Easel card. So this is not a new fold to me. I've made this many times before, but the version I'm going to make today, I've made a bit of a difference to. There is a few of us that take part in this. There is obviously Monika herself. Then there's Christine, Monika, Katarina, Jenny, Emma, Sabine, Denise, and myself. And we make videos and post them here on our YouTube channels. Anybody can take part though. So you can make the fold and use the hashtag FFC Challenge 2023, or there is a Facebook group called Fancy Fold Craft Challenge, which is where I started. So you can use the prompt, make a card, post it in the Facebook group. So like I say, this month is Twisted Easel card, and I have got my bits in front of me. So I have got a piece of white card. This measures 29.6 centimetres by 14.8, and I've scored it on the long side at 14.8 centimetres down the middle. And then you want to score diagonally from the bottom of your score line to the top right hand corner. Okay, so that's a diagonal score from the bottom of your centre score line to the top right hand corner. And we're going to fold and burnish. So you fold, obviously the centre one folds in half. So this is a new, it's not new, but the card, the white card that I like to use, I can't get hold of at the moment. So I have got this one, and it's a bit rough. I mean, it's nice and thick, but it's not as smooth as the one I usually use. But the one I usually use is out of stock. Right, so that is your Twisted Easel, and then that folds flat then to go in your envelope. Okay, so to decorate, because you're going to see this inside piece here, I have got a piece of coloured card. This measures 14.3 centimetres by 14.3 centimetres, and I've got a piece of this ever so pretty pattern paper. This measures 13.8 centimetres by 13.8 centimetres, and I'm just going to glue these together. And I should have checked my glue before I put the camera on, because and the coloured card I'm using is what I got in the sale at Craft Stash. And the pattern paper I'm using has come off a CD. My friend, she had a load of craft CDs, and she gave them to me, and I loaded them all onto my laptop. So I've got an abundance of pattern papers that I can print off, and I've got a feeling it's an old House Mouse CD. Right, so I'm going to glue that. And just out of interest, the card that I use to print my papers on, I actually use 160 GSM lightweight card. I make all my, it's quite a nice weight, and I make all my toppers on that as well. Right, okay, so that's that bit, and then I'm going to round the corners off on this one here and this one here. Okay, now I have got a piece of white card. This measures 14.8 centimetres by 14.8 centimetres, and I have scored it at, this is where the measurements get a bit hairy. I have scored it, excuse me, at 6.9 and 7.9. So it gives me a 1 centimetre section in the centre. And I'm going to round all four corners. So I'm making a twisted easel book card. Right, and I'm going to add glue just to this bottom corner here. So for me, it's my bottom right corner. So I'm just going to add glue right up to that score line. And I'm going to glue that so that the it's facing me. So I'm going to line that up with my card base. So it should be dead in line with my card base. And I'm just going to rub my pencil marks out at the top there. Right, so that's my first layer. So I didn't fold and burnish those score lines. I just left them as they were. Okay. And then I've got a piece of coloured card. This measures 13.8 centimetres by 13.8 centimetres, and I've scored it on one side, excuse me, at 6.4 and 7.4 centimetres. And I'm going to round the corners. And this time I am going to just give it a light burnish. And then I'm going to add glue to that 1 centimetre section. And I'm going to glue that in the centre of my white one. Okay, so next I've got a piece of pattern paper. This measures 12.8 centimetres by 12.8 centimetres. And I've scored it. Now, if your paper is directional like mine, you need to score it so that the pattern is the right way. And I've scored it at 5.9 and 6.9 centimetres. And I'm going to round the corners. And give it a light fold and burnish. So I'm not using my bone folder to burnish them. I'm just doing it with my hand. And then I'm going to add glue to that 1 centimetre section in the middle there. Make sure it's the right way round. I'll stick that in there. Right, so that's what I've got so far. So that is my... So I was making I make a lot of sympathy cards in the shape of this book fold. And over the years, I've played about with the design of this, and now I've got it down pat to how I like to make it. So I was making a sympathy version, and I thought, oh, I could put that on my easel card. So then I had to have a bit of a play around then to get it to fit my easel. Right. So I haven't prepped this bit. You need 4 pieces of white card that measure 3 centimetres by 10 centimetres. Just going to quickly cut these pieces. Right, so I've got 4 pieces that measure 3 centimetres by 10 centimetres, and I'm going to score them, all 4 pieces, on the long side at 3, 4.5, 6 and 9. 3, 4.5, 6 and 9. Right, so this first one you fold out, or is that in? Then out, in, and then in. So we're making little wedges. Right, so you fold in, then it's an out, then it's an in, and an in. Okay, so I'm going to add glue to this 1 centimetre tab on these 4 pieces. It was the only piece of this project I didn't prep. They don't have to be fancy. They're going to be inside, so you're not going to see them. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to, they are to stop, these wedges go in here, and it's to stop the pages from going completely flat, so it keeps its shape. So I'm going to add glue to the 2 big sides, and with the W piece facing outwards, I'm going to stick that, the first one on my white piece in the center, about let's see, 1 centimetre in from my coloured card. Yeah, about 1 centimetre in from my coloured card. And then I'm going to do the same again. So I've got mine so that my score line is on the bottom. I'm sure it doesn't matter. So this one just sits over the top of the one underneath, roughly over the top of the one underneath. And all these do is help it to keep its book shape, so it doesn't go completely flat. There's still that, it pops up. I'm just going to do the other side. I have my creases at the bottom, put it down there. Right, so there you go. It just gives you some dimension to your book so that the pages don't sit directly flat, so it keeps the shape of the book. Now we need to make a stop. So I have got, I'm just bringing my pieces in that I've got. I have got a piece of white card. This measures 5 centimeters by 6 centimeters. I've got a piece of coloured card. This measures, and my head went blank then, 4.5 by 5.5 centimeters. And I've got a piece of my pattern paper. This is 4 by 5 centimeters. Okay, and I've got some foam pads. So obviously make sure you put this on foam pads. I have many a craft class lady that forgets and glues it. Okay, so you can determine how much of a easel you want on this, on yours. I stick mine roughly isn't that pretty? That is so pretty. Right, so to decorate, I have die cut. This is a really old set of cutting dies I've had for a little while. So you get 2 big ones with it, and then you get these 2. They do nest, but they're obviously different shapes. So I've cut 2 in my coloured card and then the nesting one in my pattern paper. And I am going to foam pad the back of these. And I'm swiftly running out of foam pads now. That might be the end of those. I might have run out now. Oh, I put my notes in the bin. Have I got any more in the pot? No, she says. Okay, so I'm going to stick make sure my paper's the right way around. And on the other side. Like that. And I've got this stamp set. Now I got this off of Temu. I have just put the stamp somewhere now, and I want to stamp the sentiment, Kerry. They are birds. So I've got 2 sets, 2 different sets. This is the set I'm using. Can you see that? This is the set that I have used. And I have got a little birdie told me it's your birthday. Let the adventure begin. That's what I'm going to stamp. So that's the stamps that I've used to do that I'm going to decorate my card with. And I have got, let me just quickly stamp my sentiments. My blocks are very dirty. I had class yesterday and I haven't cleaned them from yesterday. That's tight. God, that is tight. This is new to me, this ink. For many, many years, I have been a massive fan of Ranger Archival ink. It was always my go-to ink, and I was placing an order off of Craft Stash, and I have bought this VersaFine one, and it is very crisp black, so I'm getting used to this one at the minute. When you've used something for so long, it's like your tools in the craft room. You get used to your tools, and then when it's different, it's but I like it. I do like it. It's like I said, it's very crisp black, and they do a very nice grey as well. Right, so I'm just going to quickly cut these out. I've got ink on my finger now. I'm going to make a right mess everywhere now, and I've got some orange. Let's make some. Right, so that one measures one, so it needs to be 2 by 5.5. So it's 2 by 5.5. And this one needs to be 2.5 by 5. 2.5 by 5. So that's that and that's that. And then I'm going to do a white. So the white needs to be 2.5 by 6. So it's 2.5 by 6. Is that one? No, silly girl. 2.5 by 6, and this one needs to be 3 by 5.5. So it's 3 by 5.5. Let's get that out of the way. So let's screw these down. That's that one. Ooh. Okay. Oh, stick. I am going to put one of these on here, so I'm going to just put some foam on the back of him. I have moved my foam pads, so usually they're sitting behind me, but I tidied up my craft room. Sorry about my arm there in the way. I did tidy my craft room up, and now they're not within my reach anymore. They're all the way over the other side of my craft room now, so that's a bit daft, isn't it? Stick these. Right, so I'm going to stick that one. I'm going to stick him on there. And then I'm going to do a little birdie told me, and I'm going to stick that there. So I'm just going to stick that across there like that. Okay, and then I've got let the adventure begin. Let me just tidy all that up. So I'm going to stick this one on my tab piece. So I've got a piece of my foam, 3D foam tape. I'm going to stick that on there. Like that. And that's my finished card. And then it folds down, and it does fit in an envelope. I am going to make a box for mine, but it will fit in a envelope. So that is my version of the twisted easel card for the Fancy Fold Craft Challenge. So I will link in the description bar everybody that takes part, so please do go and have a look. Everybody makes these cards so differently, and it is absolutely fantastic to see. So do go and have a look. I hope you've enjoyed my tutorial. I hope you have a go at my version. Any questions, please just ask, and I'll be back again soon. Till then, take care. Bye bye.